Okay, how about now? Do you see a website? It's going to be AlphaPlus website. Okay, and how about now if I switch to dashboard? Do you see the dashboard? Can you let me know? Okay, do you see the dashboard slide? Anyone? Just a quick okay or yes? Okay, can I assume that you can see the dashboard slide? I'm just checking because I switched to different things. Perfect. Everybody's saying yes. Thank you so much. I apologize. Technology, as I mentioned, sometimes it's very unpredictable. So I apologize for that. But this is the first thing that you will see when you log into the actual Canva dashboard. So let me go over again some of the sections. And the sections will be being logged in into the site. So you will see on top Monica 37. And then what you will see is your designs, which the system takes me through different design templates that I can choose from social media through presentations, through posters, and there's many more to choose from. And then below, there will be different options where you'll see content I created. So I hope I was able to catch up on some of that. I apologize for not showing that earlier. Now, the next page I'm moving into is something called permissions, and mainly because I want to talk about how Canva works with images. We will go to the full Canva website very shortly. I will take you through the website and the navigation right there. But when it comes to permissions, again, I'm using quotes directly from the Canva website, mainly because I want to make sure that we use the same language and that we are very clear on what is allowed. So Canva makes it easy and affordable to create quality social media graphics. Our library of social media layouts are free to use as many times as you like, making it easy to update your social profiles regularly. To create professional designs using premium stock photography, you will never pay more than $1 per image. There are no other costs or fees associated with designing in Canva. Now, that is something that is posted directly on Canva's website. And what I want to make sure that we all understand is that there's different ways you can use images from Canva. So when we get into the actual content, you're going to see that you can create designs from templates using free images provided by Canva. And there's also images you can purchase for $1. Always keep in mind that $1 means one use. So if you download and create a social media content using purchased image and you post it on Facebook, if you then want to take that image and post it on your website, very likely you have to pay another dollar. It's not that you $1 will purchase you the image to use for all kinds of different purposes. So please keep that in mind. And that's one of the reasons why I really want to focus on the actual permissions and copyrights, because we have to respect the actual copyright. So what I mean by that is that very often, most of the websites you will be using for content will have all kinds of terms of reference. And I went through the terms of reference for Canva very carefully, trying to figure out if I can answer any questions you may have for me about permissions. So in this case, when you create Canva content, whether it's a social media page or image, or if it's presentation or resume, the system will allow you to download that actual design to your computer. And if you create that content and you use your own images, for example, images you have taken, pictures you may have taken, or pictures from other sites that allowed you to download the content for free, now you go and use it in Canva, then you have permission to use that design as many times as you like. And there's nothing you have to do around that. The only time you start getting into questions is if you use content that Canva gives you, especially the content that you actually paid for. And very likely when you go to the terms of use, you will see there's a lot of different content there. It's the permissions, the different rules that they have. They try to summarize them. That's why I'm putting the content here as well. But be careful and pay attention to that. More and more organizations are receiving all kinds of different emails about using images they found on Google. Keep in mind, anything you find through Google Images is still copyrighted. You have no right to use it unless you can see explicit permission to use it from the actual author or provider. So in this case, what I have been doing with Canva when I use images is that I upload my own images, or use the free images that Canva provides. And there's quite a few of those I will show you very shortly. But in just to make sure that you understand that, and again, keep in mind, I'm putting quotes around the content directly from the Canva website. Depending on what images you use, you will have different permissions. If your design uses only elements that you uploaded and created yourself, then you may use it for any purpose you like. You don't have to copy, you don't have to mention Canva at all, you don't have to do anything. But if your design uses elements from the library, even free elements, it's subject to our one-time use license, which restricts some of the ways you may use the design. You should review the license in full, and please do. But ensure the license prohibits using designs as part of your logo or a trademark, and in the products that you will be selling, or for purposes that are obscene or offensive. So if you take the image or design from Canva and now you create a calendar and you're selling it, you're breaking the copyright permission from Canva, because one-time use license means you can use it only once. They do have other licenses. So if you decide that you want to create a book and use some of the content from Canva, there's different licenses you can purchase and you pay for it differently. So keep that in mind. But if you use your own images or if you use free images, there's no problem. You should have no issues at all with using Canva, and they actually really will encourage you to do that. I also included information about crediting Canva. There's a lot of websites where you have to credit the actual author when you use their image or content. What Canva is saying about that is, again, if it's your own images and basically you're using elements from Canva to actually do the design, but you bring your own images, then there's nothing you have to credit for. If you use it for personal or social media profile use, you don't have to credit. Even if you use it for your organization, for example, to promote an event or on a website, and you use some of the free content, you very likely don't have to credit it. But be careful if you start repurposing the content, and keep in mind that one-time use permission that they're giving you. Okay. So it's 18 minutes after 3 o'clock, so we have a good timing when it comes to exploring. I do have a link that I want to show you very briefly. It's a link that will take you through all the content through the website. And then what I will do next is I'll go there, show you where it is, because that will be something you can use to try Canva on your own. And then I'll go into my own account to show you how I create some of the images. And then to wrap up, I'll come back to the slides that I'm sharing with you right now. So there will be a bit of jumping again. And if there's a problem, I'll check with you before I actually continue to make sure you can see and follow what I'm seeing as well. Again, I apologize for the issues earlier. So what I'm doing next is I'm following the link from the PDF, and it should take me to a page that says Welcome to Canva. Can you again confirm just quickly through the questions to let me know if you can see that page? Okay, perfect. So I'm getting feedback from some of you that you can see it. There may be slight delay, but what I want to make sure is that you know that if you go to this specific link from the slides, it will take you to the full message from Canva. And as I scroll down, it will take you step by step through the entire process of navigating through and using Canva. That's why I really haven't included any of this information in my slides, because I will be duplicating the content. So you will be able to follow this link afterwards, and it will take you through step-by-step instructions. I'll do one or two with you right now, but when we finish, you can come back to all this information, and it will take you through step-by-step information. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to click quickly on the Canva logo and show you that when you follow their support site for Canva, there's a lot of different tools you can use. All this information will be available for you through the resources section, and there's a lot of information there. So that's where I found all the step-by-step instructions. And now I'm going to show you that if I just take out support from the actual website and go directly to canva.com, it will take me to the dashboard. Remember, I'm logged in. This time I'm logged in as webmaster, so I'm using a bit different account, but I'm logged in into Canva directly. The screen is similar to what you have seen on the screen capture I took earlier, which is my login information on the top, your designs, content that may have been shared with me, and then I can, of course, upgrade the account to something else. There's also notifications, and then learn to design. I'm going to go over that a bit later, and get design inspiration. So if you're just starting and you haven't created anything, Get design inspiration is one of the great ways to start. And I'm going to click on it just to show you that top of the page doesn't really change. I can still go and quickly start creating my own content, but the bottom is changing. And what I see on the bottom is content created by other Canva users who not only use Canva to create the content, but decided to publish their content and make it public. You don't have to do that. I have never done it before. I actually don't do it just because I would like to use Canva for my own purposes and I don't want to share the content publicly. Maybe sometime in the future, but so far I haven't had a need for it. So what really happens is in this case, those users allowed Canva to see the image and to share it with others. In your case, very likely you will be just using the content for your own purposes and you won't have to do that. Okay? So I'm going to quickly go pause and go through my questions to check if there's anything else. We are good so far. Perfect. So what I want to show you next is creating any kind of design because that's the easy part. So I'm logged in. I can go to the section create a design and I can choose any of the items. If I click plus for more, what will happen is the system will tell me which template would you like to use. We have social media post templates, we have documents, blogging and ebooks, marketing materials, social media and email headers, and you can see how many new items are there. There's this red new icon on top of those images. All this is new. That's just being added as we go over the last few months. I want to show you infographic because that's something new that I haven't even created yet myself, but I thought that would be a nice way to show you how everything works in Canva. So in this case, if I select a template, the system takes me into the design section of Canva, where I can see different designs that are available. One of the main things is the free option. So if I move my mouse over free, you should be able to see it on the screen. That basically means that I can now click on this image and it comes in into my design section on the right. I can zoom in on it and I can click on different sections and I can change the content. So I can literally take the content that's already there, redesign it, and make it my own. So I can say survey, it could be report survey that you're working on. It could be statistics maybe for your location. You can use the images or remove the images by just selecting and clicking delete. Anytime I click on any of the icons, there is a toolbar that shows up that allows me to copy, move content around, delete it, change the colors, and there's even more options for any of the images I'm putting in. If it's text, I can literally just double click on it to start typing on it. I can put text in any way I want. There's also options for fonts, so I can change the font to be anything I want. I can change the color of the font, the size of the font, and there's also alignments, uppercase, lowercase, all kinds of different features I can use. So I can go in and change this content as much as I want or as little as I want. Because it was free, I can just take it and make changes to it. And when I'm done, I'm going to click download. And the system is asking me, okay, what format do you want? Do you want web, which will be for the websites? Do you want high quality if you wanted to print it? Or do you want PDF as well? And there's even more options available. I'm just going to say web. And what the system is going to start doing is it's going to download it to my computer and say, if you used free images, you're fine. If you use images that were premium elements, so some of those designs may have, they won't say free, there will be a dollar sign telling you have to pay for it. Then the system will not let you download until you actually pay for it. So when you're downloading the free content, there's no problem. You just go in and you save it directly into your computer. I'm just going to quickly move something around so I can do the work for you and show you. And I'm going to click save, and it's going to go in and save everything for me. Again, I'm going to pause for a minute, just check the questions, make sure that there's no questions. If you have any questions again, please let me know. As I downloaded the content, the system also is asking me, do you want to also share it on Facebook, Twitter, or share it by email? But you don't have to do any of that. In my case, I go in, I look at the design, create the design, and download it to my computer. And I have a permission to use it on social media as much as I want. Other content, such as presentations and slides, again, if it's free or your own images, you just download it, and it's the same process. It's only when you go into images For example, if I scroll through the actual infographics, you will start seeing that the lower I go, there's dollar signs right next to the infographics. And the system will still allow me to take a look at it, change it, but it will not let me download until I actually pay for it because it's a paid for item. Questions? Let's take a few minutes to see if you have any questions. Is it complicated? Does it seem difficult to you? Okay, so Candice, thank you for letting us know. No, easy peasy. It is very simple. As long as you know what you can do in terms of permissions, that's where the main ball is. Free, your own content, just use the templates, download them, and you have amazing images. And if you look through the gallery of what people are doing, you can get inspired. The templates that the system provides are really amazing. And if I just go back quickly to the content on top, so this was a survey. There was an option to share, there was an option to download. Keep in mind, I'm still looking at the one I'm paying for, but there's also make public. So if it was a free account or if I paid for it, I could actually make this public. And that's where it will show in the content that some other people were sharing with us before. So it will go and be shared with other users. But in this case, I don't use make public. I always keep it private. I just download the content and use it that way. Okay, so everybody else is saying seems pretty straightforward. It doesn't seem complicated, but I can't seem to figure out how to add an image. Perfect, Meredith. I'll go over that next. And this is wonderful. Don't have to do it in Word and try it fit the different layouts. Perfect. Thank you for those feedbacks. That's exactly what I'm hoping that you will be using it for because it is so amazing. So let me go back. Anytime you navigate away and you want to go back, click in the top right corner on Canva logo. It will take you back to some of your designs and content. It will just kind of start you from scratch. So here we are. I'm going to go and say, I want to create a social media content. Let's say I want to post something on our Facebook page, for example. Again, the system will launch the page where I have all kinds of different templates to start with. Some of them are free. Some of them, if I scroll down, I will have to pay for them. On the right side, I have the place where the content will be when I start working on it. The sections on top stay the same. I can share it, I can download, or I can make it public. So I'm going to just quickly click on Christmas to show you that the system will bring everything in. I can click on any of the text and then say, okay, from the AlphaPlus family, let's say. So I changed some of the text, but now I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I actually want an image. So what I can do is I can go into images, right in the search box and say, okay, Christmas. What kind of images do they have for Christmas? And it will start showing me all kinds of different images, whether they're kind of more clip art designs or pictures. As I scroll down, it will start showing me all kinds of content. And again, some of the content is free and some of the content you will have to pay for. As I move my mouse, the system will tell me what's the price. So in this case, not that many pictures that are free, but a lot of clip art images. So in this case, maybe I want to use my own image. Nothing I like here, I don't want to pay. So there was a question, how do I bring my own image? Look at the tools on the left. So I have layouts, I have different elements I can bring text, I can change background, and one of the options is upload. So if I go to upload, I can click on upload your own images, and it will let me bring in any image I have. So in this case, I have coffee, I have all kinds of images on my on my account. I'm going to go back and see if I have happy holidays. There is one right here. I can bring it in and it will just upload everything into the system right here. So this is the one that I just uploaded. I uploaded one a bit earlier, which is also sitting here. So I can just click on it and it pops up right on the box. So now you're going to tell me, well, that doesn't look good. I have all kinds of stuff laid over each other. So let's clean up. I'm going to say, I don't want any of this, right? I don't want any of those designs. I can just click on them, and as long as they are highlighted, I will be able to delete them. I can move content around by just clicking and dragging, and I can delete everything else I want. Of course, it doesn't have to be as complicated. It is just one thing. You can delete everything. It's great because there's a background, so I also can delete that. And now I can bring my image. Maybe it's a bit too small for what I have. So I can change it as much as I want. I may be able to focus actually on that heart that's on the right. And now you're going to tell me, well, but the text is behind it. Yes, it is. But what I can do is, when I'm creating the image and work with it, one of the tools is filter, crop, copy, forward, or back. So if I click on back, what happens is it starts bringing everything that was there. It's very similar to what you see in Word with the being able to layer content directly in Microsoft Word. So you can have the text over it. You can change the text by going in and changing the color to red, for example. Maybe not the best image of colors, but that should give you some idea of how this is actually working. If you get yourself stuck, I'm trying to click on the other one, it's below. I just click away and come back, and then the system will now highlight what I want. So it's a lot of playing around with it and changing it to customize it as much as you want. The image is mine. I use the free layout or template that was there. So the template is okay. As long as I change the images to be mine or use the free images, I can just use it as much as I want. So let's just say, okay, this is ready. It's not perfect, but I just want to show you what will happen next. I'm going to say download, and the same process will start as before. I'm now able to decide is it going to be high quality or low quality for the website, saving the design. It's going to ask me where to save it. It's going to tell me that if I use paid images, I will have to pay for it. And that's it. The design is done. I'm going to come back to the questions and see if you have any more questions or feedback. Okay, perfect. So some of you are already in Canva playing around with it, which is fantastic. That's why I don't want to take up too much of your time with all this and then bugging you. I want you to be able to go in and actually play with it on your own. So I'm going to close some of the sites for Canva. I'm going to wait and see if you have any questions around the actual interface. And if not, I'm going to go back to the actual slides because there's just a few more. And that way we will wrap up earlier today and you will be able to play with it a bit more. So again, keep in mind, the support site for Canva has a lot of different content that will help you with all this information, how to navigate, what to do. If you have any other questions, you can use that. And I'm going to go through the questions. Can you upload your own templates from Adobe Illustrator? Well, Meredith, you're getting a bit complicated for me. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, you can upload them as images. If you have templates, you may be able to become a contributor to Canva. They allow you to work with them on content and create layouts that they make available to others. So that may be another way. And then Meredith, you're saying there is a resume that you would like to upload as a template. I don't know. So far, I have seen the templates provided by them, but if you become a contributor, very likely you may be able to. But if you're thinking that there is a section where you can have your section with your own templates, in your account, anytime you create a resume, so let's say you go into a template with resume and adapt it to your own purpose. So let's say you create content, a new resume from it, it will be sitting in your account and you can come back to it. But when it comes to sharing it with others, so let's say if you want your learners to go in and access that resume, it may be unlikely. So it all depends on how you want to use it. But the best option will be to probably contact Canva and see if they will take your template and use it, or just repurpose whatever you have by creating your resume from scratch in Canva and going back to it. So I'm not sure if that answers your question. I hope it does. Okay. Any other questions that you may have? Okay, so I'm just going to quickly move on. There is a page in the slides I shared with you with different resources. Canva overview will be the pages that I shared earlier where they give you step-by-step instructions. They also have something called Canva Design Essentials School. They take you through the actual process of designing. They talk about fonts, matching colors. There's, I think, 30 different short lessons that you can take to help you become a better designer. So I really suggest and recommend that. But Canva for iPod, which is the next link that I'm sharing with you, It's a new feature, it seems. You can install it as an app on an iPad, not available for Android yet. But basically, what it means is that you can actually use your iPad to create different layouts and designs. It's kind of interesting. So I recommend that you try that link if you have time, if you're interested for that. There's also Canva in Education, which is a tool that allows you to create and use Canva with your learners. It's almost like a school where you can create an account and then you have classes and students can go in and create content. So there is more information you can read up about that as well. And Canva for Work is something we also applied for just today. I just learned about that. That Canva for Work is basically an account for a business where you could collaborate with your colleagues on creating different designs, and you can work on branding so the branding stays consistent. And everybody within the account, within the organization, can actually share what is being published and repurpose what's being published. So that way your branding stays consistent. And it's free for nonprofits. So if you have a nonprofit account number here in Canada, you can follow the link. There's a way to apply for a free nonprofit account. As I mentioned, we just applied today to see if we'll be eligible for it. I can keep you updated to let you know if it works, but that may be something you may also want to explore. I just use it so far just for my own designs to put on social media, on the website, or online. So this is actually opening up many more doors for us. In our case, we have one or two staff members who are a bit more tech savvy when it comes to graphic design. Not everybody is. And we are thinking maybe the Canva for Work will be a tool for us so that we can actually share content and repurpose templates and things among all staff. So I'm looking forward to that. And the last slide I'm going to share with you for today is really your feedback. So I'm going to copy the link and post it in your chat. So that way it should pop up for all of you in your question panel or chat panel that's showing up on your screen with the GoToWebinar. You can just follow the link, fill out the survey. And just to wrap up, I want to let you know that we do have a lot of exciting webinars coming up. The next one will be on January 19th at 3 p.m. It's a Tuesday as well. Using iPads in adult literacy class. And we are just working with the organization from Hamilton, who, with the staff members who integrated iPads in their practice. And they would like to share with you their challenges and benefits of using iPads in the class. So that's something we really, really invite you to join and participate in. If you follow the link from the slide, it will take you right into the registration process for all kinds of webinars that are coming up. There's many more that we'll be sharing with you. If you don't have time to sign up now, at least make sure that you subscribe to our mailing list, because that way in January, there will be an email going out to everyone, reminding everyone about some of the webinars that are coming up, so you can stay updated that way. So I'm going to go back to the question box, just check if there's anything else you would like to say or comment on. I'll take a few more minutes to stay around, but I'm going to wrap up for today. Any questions, feedback, greatly appreciated. Please follow up the survey link to let me know how we did today, what we can do better, how can we improve. Again, my apologies for the slides not showing at the beginning of the session. I hope you understand that sometimes that happens. And I want to wish you happy holidays. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn off the recording